The AIDS Memorial Quilt was born from the AIDS crisis in the 80s and 90s and consists of over 48,000 3x6 foot patches memorializing those who have died due to AIDS. Each quilt section features 8 patches and is 12 feet square. This past week, 46 sections were on display in the Ojibwe Ballroom.
It was so powerful. It was really sad and definitely I was just filled with a room full of loss and a 12 by 12 section of fabric. I heard that number and I was like, 12 by 12, I can kind of imagine that, but you see how big it is and you're just blown away that someone took the time and care to craft this in the first place to immortalize someone that they care about. I, along with several other students, just had to leave because it would move us to tears. I have just changed my perspective of it, being in here and seeing it all the time. It has ceased becoming this really profound emblem of loss and instead has become something that is full of love. Sitting in this room right now, I don't even feel moved really to cry out of sorrow. It's happiness. This is such a comforting and relaxing place, and I think it's because you are surrounded by love. It's something that, at least until the quilt came here and I saw it, never hit home for me, and I'm so grateful for that experience. I'm a big Lion King fan, and there's a panel that's more facing the back, and it's got Simba and Mufasa, and it commemorates a dad. Oh my god, I saw that, and that's the one that did it for me.
Those who visited the quilt could make a note on a quilt square that will be hung up in the new Women's and LGBTQ Resource Center.
As I started looking closer and really reading things, it was very powerful. I guess in particular the ones that were from Wisconsin, just because it makes it so much more real that things happen, here, this happens here. It's not, I feel like AIDS is a lot of times characterized as an African problem. There's a lot of invisibility. So yeah, I would say any of the ones from more local areas were especially powerful. Exactly. Any of them with a letter from the mom, I think it's increasing awareness, and I think it's a really powerful way to do that. Really a lot of sorrow, a lot of loss, in memory of type ones, but then I think there's also a sense of hope that people care about this, and that the reason people made the quilt in the first place is because they care and because they want this to be talked about.
With 32 million people living with AIDS worldwide, the quilt should serve as a reminder because AIDS is again becoming a silent killer. 50,000 people are diagnosed with HIV in the United States every year. With the proper education, we can avoid another epidemic. For Spectator News, this is Jessie.